Because Christ, just as it said in the beginning, let us go down, God himself, and confound their languages. And God will do it again. That's the second coming of Christ. When he comes, he will confound it, destroy it. He'll never succeed. You don't believe me it's the oil? Okay. First, I'll give you evidence exhibit A. If I forget evidence exhibit B, remind me that I need to talk about evidence exhibit B, because I'll forget. Does God use space cadets? The answer is yes. He used people with speech impediments. Moses. He'll use a terrorist like Paul. Paul was a terrorist. He killed Christians. He terrorized the believers. He was just like me. Don't ask God how he works. If he chose Paul, a terrorist, and he chose Moses, who was grown up as an Egyptian and had a speech impediment to lead Israel, don't question. He takes a terrorist and he does whatever he wants. You know what? Normally, that's how God works. He doesn't take the seminary guys. They're too proud. In Joel 3, he judges the nations. Verse 2, I will also gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. We all know that one, right? Don't have to go to 101. He gathers the nations, the same as Matthew 25. He gathers the nations, he judges them on account of my people, my heritage, Israel. Look what he says after that. In verse 2, they also divided up my land, and look what else they did. They have given a boy as payment for a harlot and sold the girl for wine. There's the harlot and there's the wine, both in one verse. In Revelation 17, there's a harlot with the wine of her fornication. And here he says, you sold out on the Jews for the sake of this wine to get drunk, and for the sake of this false prostitute religion, instead of your Bible and your books that are given you. You chose somebody else. God doesn't like harlotry. You say, well, wait a minute, the harlot of Babylon must be a fallen church. You know, Islam is a Christian cult. Did you know that? Islam started as a Christian cult. The Marcion, you know, this denial of the Trinity. Do you know how you figure out a cult? Ask them, what do you think about the Trinity? They don't believe in the Trinity or the triunity of God. Run. Run. Don't even sit around. Get out. The Bible dealt with this all the time. That's the first thing I had to deal with. I had to deal with so many things as a Muslim. Denial of the Trinity. I mean, I was bad. Denial of the crucifixion. Denial of the blood. Hatred of Israel. Hatred of the woman. Spousal abuse. You name it. My desire as salvation was to blow myself up so I can get my salvation. All of a sudden, come in, gone. I love Jews. I don't know why I like Jews now. I used to not be able to stand them, but I like them. And when they abuse me sometimes, I still like them. Sometimes they can drive you crazy. So here it is. Evidence exhibit A. Look what he says. He goes on to talk about in verse 4. Indeed, what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Sidon, and all the coasts of Philistia? Who's Tyre and Sidon? Tyre is Lebanon, Sidon, you know, that's Lebanon. And the coast of Philistia, Gaza. Who's in Lebanon? Hezbollah. Nasrallah. Remember what I said in the first sermon, the second sermon? I said eventually, he's saying here, who are you to mess with me? The Messiah speaking. Who do you think you are, Mr. Nasrallah, to mess with the best? Who are you to mess with me? You know what's going to happen? The trees and the stones will cry out. Nasrallah is hiding behind me. Come, O Jew. Come, O servant of Yahweh. Come and kill him. Till not one of those people are left. You don't believe me? Look how you got rid of Nazism. America got rid of Nazism by bombing Dresden. You showed no mercy. I know you Americans. You're nice people. Good morning, sir. How are you doing, you know? It's almost like you look at them like, too nice. But you mess with Americans, look out. I know you guys. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Anybody else with a lip? No! Sign on the dotted line. Yes, sir. Now, can we have coffee and have economic exchanges and industrial exchanges? Sure, Japan is a friend. I know you Americans. You don't fool me with that nicey stuff. You're like a baseball bat. I always tell the Muslims, don't mess with Americans. You think they're a pushover, but they're not. I know them more than you do. You push the wrong button, and believe me, you'll see grizzly bear. Amen. And that's what America is like. Nice people, but don't mess with them. Where was I? Evidence Exhibit B. You don't believe me that it's the oil? Go to Isaiah chapter 34. You know why I act like a clown sometimes? Because the Muslims always accuse me of being a clown. Since this guy's a clown. You know what? I wish they believe I'm a clown. You know why? Maybe they'll leave me alone finally. If I'm a clown, just leave me alone. I'm a clown, right? Then why do you want to kill me? You don't kill clowns. You laugh at them. In chapter 34 of Isaiah, look what it says in verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord is against all nations, and his fury against all their armies. He shall utterly destroy them. He has given them over to the slaughter. Wow. They be slaughtered. Verse 4. All the host of heaven shall be dissolved. Is that something small? And the heavens shall be rolled up like a scroll. All their hosts shall fall down to the ground. Look at verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Indeed, it shall come down on Edom and on the people of my curse for judgment. Edom is in Arabia. Ezekiel 25. From Timan, Tanakh including. Tanakh says from Timan to Dedan. From Yemen to Saudi Arabia. That's Edom according to God. Maybe you'll have a dictionary that says it's Jordan, but you gotta go to Ezekiel 25 and tell me what Edom is in Ezekiel 25. It says it's from Timan to Dedan. You can't escape it. Arabia is in the Bible. It's all over the Bible. He will destroy it. And to the people on the curse of, can you imagine I read this as a Muslim? This guy mean business. He's coming down with a sword. Judgment. Amazing judgment. The stars will... Do you know why he judges them? Some of you might not like why he judges them, but you know the boss says in verse 8, look what the boss says.